You have to be taught this. Sometimes people fail at things in life. Fail a test. And sorrow come in to the point to where it attaches itself. And all they can think about is their failure. But then when it take over, they won't even go back and try again. Sorrow took over to the point to where if you ask them about the test, you're going to anger them. Or they're going to just burst out in tears. To the point where you say, I'll never bring that up again to her. Or him. Whether or not they going to apply for that job again. Lord, he started crying like a baby when I talked about did he get the job. No, I didn't since you asked. But I should have. But it's just the 10th time that I've been done wrong this month. But this month does not have too many days left in it. So you want to keep talking about why they didn't hire me. And the person just begins to go on and on. And it's as if you feel like you stepped in a minefield. Because they can't handle where they failed at. But like it or not, sometime all of us will fail at things. Yeah, you will. And I know you got folk that act like they never fail at anything. Sometimes sorrow attaches itself because people get denied or they're rejected by people or rejected for something. But see, as children of God, the reason you want God to be your foundation is because when you experience these things, it doesn't have the power to overcome your joy because the source of your joy is your God. Listen, what's wonderful about your God? He never changes. No need for my joy to fluctuate or be up and down when the source is a God that cannot change on me. You might change, but God has given me his word. I'll never leave you. Oh, come on. I needed some preacher there. Nor will I ever forsake. I ain't going to change on you. So if I make God my source for joy, I know he ain't going to change. Number two, I know God ain't going to fail me. I know God ain't going to disappoint me. I done put my joy in my God. And it's impossible for him to fail. I know when I'm battling things that God is going to come through for me in the end. Listen, even though presently it may look like I'm defeated. But I'm not defeated because my foundation for joy is my God who never lost a battle. Never lost a case. You better tell somebody, I don't know what you're going through this morning. And why sorrow is trying to attack you. But tell your neighbor, your God can't fail you. Oh, somebody need to give God a praise off of that. He can't fail you. I don't care how long sorrow been trying to show up and attach itself. No, resist that. Your God will come through. He will make good on his promise. He'll do what he told you he'll do. He'll fulfill the dream. He'll give you the desire. He'll supply your need. He'll heal your body. He'll give you what you need. Why? He cannot fail. Somebody shout, God cannot fail. Shout, God cannot fail. Finally, God has all power to do in your life and in my life whatever need to be done. And when you make God your source for joy, though things show up, sorrow, unhappiness, grief, misery tries to attach itself to you, you consistently remind yourself where your source is at. It's God. It's God. So I'm not going to allow unhappiness to attach itself to me. Or if it has attached to you, you're fighting with everything you have in you for it to detach itself. Loose me. Loose me. Because if you let it take over, you will be unable to enjoy life. You're going to begin to tolerate life. Tolerating living. Folk you live with, you can't even express true love to them because you're so filled with unhappiness that you basically tolerating being married, tolerating having children. And I'm going to tell you, every one of us has a ticking time bomb. Whenever you are just simply tolerating something, it's just a matter of time before you blow up. Before you get to the edge and you say, I can't tolerate it anymore. And you do something you have no business doing. When a married person is just tolerating his or her spouse and get fed up, and then all of a sudden somebody begins to compliment that person, begin to tell you how wonderful you is, how awesome you look, and then they begin to notice things about you that your spouse ain't even noticed. They notice that you change your hairstyle. They notice that you start wearing makeup, and your husband has yet to acknowledge that the hair has changed, that you're now wearing makeup, that you're now looking better. Only thing he want to sit up and do is talk about a game, talk about basketball, talk about football, but you want him to talk about how good you look. He just want to talk about that job as if that job is who he is. You want some, baby, you look good. Baby, you still fine. Baby, you still do it for me. But he won't give it, and now it's coming from somebody else. And if you ain't careful, care how old you are. I've been married over 40 years. I don't care. You ought to care. I don't care. Because I know when sorrow attaches or takes over, things start looking better than what they really are. Now you're happy, but you're happy because of something being said or done in the secret. The joy of the Lord is not what got you pepping today, sister. It's that young thug you seeing right now, that thuggish life that he's introducing you to, that now has you full of confidence. You're spreading your wings, feeling good about yourself. Skirt done come up a little shorter, showing cleavage. Done even went and got yourself a tattoo. Got it in a place though where worldly folk gonna be the one to see it, because you're gonna keep that thing covered up from church folk. So you gotta preach it in the church. You got to preach it in the church. Got to preach it in the church. Most of us that tried drugs, most of us, for the first time, we did so because of the state of mindset we was in, of being miserable. So the liquor cheered you up. We brought out something in you. And sometimes when sorrow attaches itself as a child of God, your joy needs to be restored, needs to be brought back to the place that your God desires it to be in. Look at Psalm 51. You have to deal with stuff like this, because don't that make me more upset or trouble me when I hear a child of God tell me, I ain't happy and I ain't been happy for a while. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on that you up here singing on the praise team, talking about you ain't happy? You in the choir whose main job it is to lift up Jesus, and you talking about you down all the time. If you don't want to detach from sorrow, get off the praise team. Get out the choir. Stop being a musician, because we don't need a sad musician. Look at Psalm 51 in verse number 12. Notice what it says. Restore unto me the joy of what? Your salvation. Restore unto me the joy of your what? Salvation. See, why does the psalmist want his joy restored? He knows it's valuable. He knows it's of the utmost importance, and he doesn't need to live without it. He needs God to restore it. See, I don't care what you lost. I don't care what you've been going through, how long you've been going through it, who's against you, who's not for you. Your joy needs to be restored. Because there's something God has for you that he will not release if you're in an unhappy place. He wants you to desire to be happy again. Just desire it. Lord, restore. I used to be happy, God. Bring it back. Bring it back, God. Tired of faking. Tired of fronting. Restore it, God. May not get the job back, but restore the joy back. May have to go from making $25 an hour to $7.95. But Lord, while I work this $7.95, restore my joy. You got to be able to flip burgers and have joy and flip them right. But if you feel like if you ain't sitting behind a desk with a computer looking important, you can't have joy, devil is a lie. Change that grease in them fries and be happy about it. Am I right about it? Don't you ever think less of yourself because you don't make a certain thing an hour. That's worldly. Well, people want you to base your joy on your position in corporate America. Can I be honest? Some of the most unhappiest people in the world hold the biggest titles in corporate America. While there are folks standing in an unemployment line, doing so, tapping their. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad.